Police in the Asokore East District of the Ashanti Region have arrested about 40 students of Krobea Asante Technical and Vocational School at Ashanti Asokore. According to the members of the Fiduase South electoral area, the students were arrested after they vandalized school property over poor results recorded by their predecessors.
The coordinator for Free SHS in the district, Ebenezer Opoku, said that the unfortunate incident occurred on Sunday, January 2023, that's the 22nd of January, and saw a total of 6 cars destroyed, amongst other things. The Ashanti Regional Education Director, Dr. Arno Ankra, together with the District Director of Education for Asokore East, Mr. William Agiapong, have visited the school to assess the situation. Joining us this morning from Ghana is political editor Wilberforce Asare. Good morning. Thank you for joining us and Happy New Year.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. Happy New Year to you.
All right, now let's talk about what's happening. Now, the news has it that they vandalized the school for poor results by their predecessors. Is this true? What exactly is the situation?
Well, indeed, it is a sad development in our country, and that's because students of our senior high schools are just transitioning from childhood into adulthood. And the architecture of our academic structure is such that at the secondary school level, you are expected to be socializing into becoming a responsible person in society. And so this development, which is really true, has shaken the entire moral fiber of our country and also the security architecture of our country. For students who are between the ages of 16 and 18 to take the law into their own hands, vandalize about 6 cars, 4 of them belonging to the state and 2 of them belonging to 2 teachers, and also destroying school property worth millions of Ghana cedis, has really shaken the system, and it has brought about various discussions at different levels as to how to improve the security on the secondary school campuses in our country. And so I can tell you and your audience in Nigeria and the rest of the world that the development that is being reported is true. It did happen. The 40 students who were identified have all been arrested, and they are currently in police custody, pending the presentation of them before the courts. In our country, we have a rule that says that once someone is arrested, the person must be brought before court within 48 hours. Now, the other side of it is that there are possibilities that some of the people who have been arrested are minors. They have not attained the age of 18. And our laws are such that they must also be treated differently. So it's a very complicated matter, but our security officials are on top of it and are dealing with it drastically.
Mr. Asare, was there any, or were there any issues leading to these incidents we're talking about? Were there complaints that were made initially, maybe with the level of education the students were receiving, with the feeding, the quality of life for these students? Because it seems shocking, that students would just go on rampage like this. So, have you heard that there was anything, that led to this?
Well, so the reasons that the students themselves have given is that the results from the secondary school examinations, the WASI examinations of their seniors, was nothing to write home about. And because of that development, they think that their academic authorities in the school are not doing what they need to do to make sure that the school sits on top or gets improved results. And that is the reason why they went on the rampage. But I can tell you that our secondary schools in our country, if not all of them, a few of them, have dramatic challenges. They have dramatic challenges because there are issues of accommodation, not enough facilities to host students, classroom challenges, feeding challenges, and all that. And so I want to believe that there is an undercurrent to this mass destruction of property by the students in this school, which, by the way, is located in the second biggest city in our country, or the second biggest region, which is the Ashanti region. And so there are definitely undercurrents to this particular development. It couldn't just be that because of the WASI results outcome, they decided to do what they went to do. And this undercurrent is something that the security officials in our country are investigating. Because if they don't investigate and get to the bottom of it, this is likely to repeat itself in this particular school, which is in the Asokore East district of the Ashanti region, and likely spill over to other secondary schools across the country. Now, like I said, this secondary school is in the second biggest city. There are much more deprived areas in our country who also have secondary schools who have worse conditions than the conditions of the Krobea Secondary School. And so this thing has brought about a real national security concern. And I'm told by reliable sources that our national security apparatus is on the ground investigating this matter. And there's a demand for a report by the authorities to make sure that this incident does not come back again.
Let's also talk very quickly about academic performance. Now, they have said that the reason they did this is the poor performance of their predecessors. It would seem that they're also trying to protect their own interests so that by the time it's time for their exams, they would not have such poor results as well. But does that reflect the reality of what's happening across Ghana in terms of the West African Senior Secondary School certificate exams? Is that what the reflection is? There a poor general reflection of the exams, of the results by the students?
Mr. Asare, I apologize. In addition to that, can you also speak about the age range of these students and if they can be prosecuted?
Well, so the ages of students in our senior high school, from senior high school 1 to 3, ranges from 15 to about 19. And in Ghana, if you are not 18 years and above, you cannot be prosecuted through the normal prosecution process, which is through our courts. If you are below the age of 18, you have to go through a different kind of prosecution, which is for minors. And there are different rules that apply. And so for these 40 students who have been arrested, they have to be aggregated. And by aggregation, I mean they have to be put in their right ages. Those that are 18 years and above will be prosecuted through the normal process. Those that are 17 years and below will have to be taken through the juvenile process of prosecution. And that is something that the security officials are going to have to do in terms of the police and the Attorney General's department. But to the other question, which has to do with the performance of senior high school, you know, in Ghana, the government from 2017 implemented the free senior high school education. Since 2017 to date, all the results that have come from our secondary schools have been way better than it was before the introduction of the free senior high school. Now, the reason why I know this is because since the introduction of the free senior high school, the numbers of people going to school have increased, but the government and the Ministry of Education has made it a point to report on the outcome of the WASI examinations on annual basis, just to be able to justify the introduction of the free SHS. So the overall results of free senior high schools from 2017 to date has been an improved one, except that there have been exceptions. And I believe this particular school is one of the exceptions where perhaps they didn't get the results that they wanted to get. And that has led some students to take the law into their own hands. But generally speaking, the results of free senior high school candidates over the last 6 years has been one of improved statistics as to unimproved statistics in the past before 2017. That's what I can tell you about results and issues arising.
All right, we certainly will be following up with this story to see what happens and how the matter is eventually resolved. Reports have it that the school has been shut down for now until this matter is properly investigated and justice has been done. But thank you very much for joining us this morning, Wilberforce Asare.
Thank you very much for having me.